What's going on, guys? It's your boy PS239 Riverboy, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm gonna explain what's going on in the market and why things do what they do, and pretty much go over and talk about what happened in the last video and today, and how pretty much I pretty much knew that this was gonna happen, and that every dip is a buying opportunity for you to make more money. And pretty much Bitcoin just likes to tend to repeat itself. Like, it does tend to repeat itself. And I will say that we break new all-time highs, push down to old all-time highs, break new all-time highs, push back down to old all-time highs, and then we break new all-time highs again. And then, as you see, we pretty much, last video I told you guys that there was a lot of Bitcoin to be bought at 112,500, and if you see this bottom, these two bottom wicks, that's 112,500. That's where a lot of the Bitcoin got bought. Some did get bought all the way at 111,993. That's because so much people got scared and sold their Bitcoin down there. So every time someone sells some Bitcoin, someone buys some Bitcoin. So when we turn around like that, there are people who had sold their Bitcoin at that very bottom price and probably was forced to buy their Bitcoin again at higher prices. And that's why I tell you guys to just put your money into the bots, because if you're trying to fight these waves, you're not going to beat these waves, bro. These waves are like, it's like the ocean out there. You can't fight the waves. You have to surf the waves, guys. You have to ride the waves, coast on the waves. You gotta feel the waves. You can't fight these waves. You can't force the market to do anything unless you have billions of dollars. So I did buy a position, a leverage position, a very short leverage position. I try not to do too risky leverage moves. And when I do leverage, I do like 20 bucks at a time. And if I lose my 20 bucks, I lose my 20 bucks. But I bought a position at 112,500, a $5 125x leverage position, and I'm gonna close it out at 123,000. I should be up around 9%, and that's gonna make me, like, I think it was like $60 or $70 from just $5 leverage position. And I was going to mention, because a few friends were asking, there are ways to accelerate the process and how to get your journey going. And you have to borrow money. And I'm going to tell you guys this: scared money don't make money, and the rich borrow money to accelerate the growth of their money, and they always make their money work for them. So I did take out a loan, and I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to use this money to pay off the loan and not pay any interest. So if you take out a loan, you would want to keep enough from the loan to pay the first two payments, like, right away. So, like, say for instance, I just took out a $1,200 loan. I'm going to use 1,000 of it to help pay back the loan, but instantly I'm going to take 200 of it and pay it towards the principal, because interest doesn't start accumulating till a week after you take the loan. So instantly I'm going to put 200 towards the principal, drop the price down, and then I'm going to invest the 1,000. And then with that 1,000, I should make a little bit more than the weekly payment. And then instead of just paying the weekly payment, just the one weekly payment, I'm gonna double down on the weekly payment. So if the weekly payment's $50, I'm gonna pay $100. But in my case, my weekly payment is $100 and I'm gonna pay $200. And I have a miner app that pays ridiculously high ROIs, and I'm risking it for the biscuit. And sometimes that's what you guys gotta do. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. And like sometimes you can borrow money to make money, and as long as you're making money, it's a good idea to borrow money to make money. But continuing on with this, for all of you guys out there who are in the game and are just now getting started and DMing me a little bit worried about what's going on, I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, I would buy as much as I can. Now you see how, let's go back. Let's imagine 112 is 100 is 123,000. You see how we hit 112 and then we came back down to 100, and we came almost, and then we came back down lower, and we came back up again, but then we came all the way up. And then now you see how we barely scraped 112. So there's a saying, previous resistance, which is 112, becomes new support. So that's why you saw a fuck ton of buys, or I had saw a fuck ton of buys at 112,500, and then that's where I set up my buys. And if you look at this bottom wick, that's where the basically the chart turned around, was at 112,500. It basically played out exactly how I said it was going to in my last video. And now I know that we're gonna just basically, we're gonna turn around, guys. Our candles are now gonna look like this one. We're gonna slowly build back up to 123. And I do believe after we hit 123, we might go to 124 or 125, but we are gonna drop back down again. And we might drop back down to the level that we're at right now, 114,500, or whatever these bottom candles are. You see these bottom ones right here. So around 115,000 to 114,000 to 116,000. So I think our next move is back up to 120s, and then we're gonna drop back down to 116s. Like, we like to go up and then down, up and then down, up and then down, make higher highs, higher lows, and then we just keep pushing forward. There might be like a good month, let's go to like a week chart. There might be like a good month where we drop back down to almost previous all-time highs, but that would be like considered like a bear market. And once that happens, you're never going to really see those prices ever again. So if we do get back down to the 100,000s, I would just tell you guys to load up as much as you can, because we're probably never going to see $100,000 Bitcoin ever again. But I highly doubt that we're going down there. I think if anything, our low is in the 111,000s. That'll be like our lowest low for now, and we can just set buys at 112,500 or a little bit higher than that, just to be safe, and then set sales for 123,000. And we can maybe do that 2 or 3 times before we push past 123. I'm telling you guys now, you can see the old charts. We can maybe do this 2 times before we never see these prices ever again. So just a word of caution, like it might only we might be able to only do it once. So like just a word of caution, because we're in a bull market and the way things have changed now there's major corporations in the game, major banks in the game, the old school hodlers, the OGs, then there's us, and there's all the crypto bros, and then there's the dumb money and then the degenerates, and then there's the fucking retail. So there's just a lot more money that hasn't entered into the market yet. And once we do, once the dumb money and the retail enters the market, I think we're going to be at like 150,000 Bitcoin. So I honestly am just going to hold this leverage position that I have until we're in the 150s, and then I'm going to start considering popping a short position or like closing out my leverage position, because in my opinion, I think the bull run is going to end somewhere around December 2025 or January, February of 2026. And this is from my personal experience. Every single bull run I've ever been in, it's always ended, like the very peak of it has been in December, because people take profits for Christmas, and then it'll do a second boom in February. But I've only been in the game for about 3 years, and I've only really been in 2 bull markets, and this will be my 3rd. And every single time I've performed, or I've been in here, every single YouTuber or person I follow tells us to just take most of our profits in December, January, and then probably quit in February and jump back in April, just so all the prices are just drop, and then we can get back in at lower valuations, and then we can profit the most. I just want you guys to make the most money. I'm here to teach you guys how to make the most money, and that's just pretty much it, guys. We're here for the long run, so sometimes you might want to just sit back and wait a year, and then maybe next year the prices will be twice as high, and then you could just start over. But it's never really a good idea to sell your Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to forever appreciate. Altcoins are eventually going to go down to zero. Ethereum is going to slowly dwindle because it doesn't have a burning mechanism, and they do have staking. So your best bet is just to throw all your chips into Bitcoin and let it stack up. And these bots are the best way to help you make the most money, because it's buying when we're dipping, selling when we're pumping, and it's never going to sell at a loss. And all you have to do is just reinvest and add more money, and it's just going to keep compounding for you. But alright guys, I'm going to hit you guys up in the next one. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and before you go, I have started a new series. It's called the Hash Mode Weekly Progression Series. But on that miner app, the rates are actually really insane. And if you guys want to join the Discord, for every 10 referral purchases I get on that miner app, I will give away a $200 hash miner, and it produces $2 a day in Bitcoin. So if you guys want to join the Discord, for every 10 referral purchases I get on the Hashmole miner app, I will be giving away a $200 miner to somebody in my Discord. I want you guys all to grow, and I'm willing to lose out on a little bit of money to help my team and my crew grow, so we all can like stack this Bitcoin together. But alright guys, I'm gonna hit you guys up in the next one. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's stack this Bitcoin together.